Hi, I'm Brandon, and today we're taking a look at Joseph Roisman from the Petaluma sting. Let's check out his wiki page here to see what's going on with him before we head over to the sting house. It says, Roisman lived in San Clemente, Northern California. He was 21 years old and was in the U.S. Navy at the time of the sting, on leave after having finished overseas duty. Joseph began chatting with a girl who was 13 named Tori. He said a bunch of inappropriate things that I'm not going to read here. And it took him only one day to go from chatting to meeting the girl. He traveled, and Roisman boarded a bus from San Clemente to Petaluma and took a cab the rest of the way. The entire trip took 5 hours. So he's got to be among the top length of traveling for guys in the original TCAP. I know in the new takedown ones, I think there's a guy that took 8 hours. I think original TCAP 6 hours was the most. So this guy's probably in the top 5, definitely top 10. All right, let's head over to the sting house and see what's going on with Joseph Roisman.
Joseph Louis Roisman.
Oh, looks like he took a taxi. That was money well wasted.
Joseph Louis Roisman took a bus, a cab, and here he is.
Ooh, a bus and a cab. He didn't walk, though, so he has not beat GPW.
This man traveled more than 5 hours to visit a girl he's never met before, at least not in person. He started chatting online with her just last night. Then he took a bus and a cab to get here. He thinks the girl he's meeting is...
I wonder if they're just extra mad. Like, obviously, getting arrested and being exposed is bad enough. But just knowing that you took up so much of your day traveling. It's just like you traveled 5 hours. Like, some of the guys, it's in the same neighborhood. Maybe it doesn't hit as hard, but just like all this effort you put into it. It's like, and then you just get busted.
13.
I'm so glad you made it. Have a seat. I made some frozen lemonade.
Very cool.
Yeah, you like lemonade?
I do.
He was really talking to a decoy from the online watchdog group Perverted Justice. He's Joseph Roisman, a military...
Like, she just like runs to get away from him.
Like lemonade?
I do.
He was really talking to a decoy from the online watchdog group Perverted Justice. He's Joseph Roisman, a military man currently enlisted in the Navy.
What an asshole. Look at his face there.
He's Joseph Roisman, a military man currently enlisted in the Navy.
I guess I don't want to give him any credit because what he's doing is so wrong, but I guess if this was, imagine it was an adult and you went over there to meet them and you've been having this like flirty conversation and then you just like step towards them and they run off. But look at his face. He's just like, huh? What the hell?
Navy. Online, the 21-year-old, calling himself Joseph Roisman 2000, tells the decoy he's completely shaved in his private area.
Okay, that's odd. Usually they like the girls to be shaved, but I've never see a guy talk about himself being shaved. It's an odd look, but okay.
Asking in graphic detail what girl wants to give orders when a man isn't shaved. The decoy says, I know I don't, and he responds, well, you won't have to worry then.
Guess what? I want to change my
What a considerate guy.
suit. Does that sound good to you?
That really sounds good. I don't have a suit, though.
That's okay. You don't really need one.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Oh, Joseph.
Good to you?
Don't touch that yellow drink back there because Maurice Wolin has to spill that shortly.
Really sounds good. I don't have a suit, though.
That's okay. You don't really need one.
Good deal.
Yeah. Jump in. It's really warm. I turned it on a couple hours ago.
Sweet.
Yeah.
As he starts taking off his clothes, he goes in search of the decoy. Instead, he finds me.
Keep your hands on your pockets for me. All right. Okay, now I want you to go sit down over on the other
Look
side
at the way he's standing. What an idiot.
of the bar, please. Right in that stool.
He like carries his bag over, like, don't steal my bag, Chris Hansen.
Right in that stool. Have a seat. Good, you can put your shirt on. What was your plan?
I don't know. Talk.
Talk, be friends.
Yeah. As long as we're friends, that's fine. As long as I don't, cross that line.
But
Well, I mean, you were taking your clothes off to go into the hot tub with a monitor, but, maybe that's beside the point.
you talked about having with her in the chat.
We did discuss oral sex, but
I want to
It's also illegal to do with a minor.
wrestle you so freaking bad. Wrestle me. I'd let you in just so I could feel you on top of me. Blanket, I want to see you so bad.
Honest mistake.
Honest mistake.
Yes, my first time doing this.
First time.
First time.
If she would have let you, you would have had sex with the girl.
And there's no way that you can tell me that this guy cannot get a woman his age, who's between the ages of 18 and, say, 22, when he's like 21. This guy is obviously a preferential person. He obviously has opportunity to get girls his age and chooses one that's this young because that gets him off somehow.
With her, no.
Do you know that it's illegal to solicit someone who's underage online for sex?
Yes.
But it seems as though that is what you did here. I mean, you could see how someone would draw that conclusion.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's something you got to know, and that is I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet teens online for sex.
No, there's nothing else for me to say. Thank you very much.
This man
You can almost tell he's like in the military. He's just like respectful and everything, other than the horrible thing he's trying to do.
man's long journey is about to get even longer as he leaves the backyard.
But I guess overall, like, this guy's way less annoying than a lot of the guys we've seen. And again, I've said it before, it doesn't matter how annoying or not you are, all those things are trivial compared to what they came there to do. But if we're sitting here analyzing these guys like we enjoy doing, you kind of have to point out that, like, this guy is not a bald bear hunter or one of those other guys that you just want to strangle, like a Michael Patterson. Like, this guy, honestly, seems not that bad other than the illegal thing he was doing. He's not annoying, and he seems to be one of the better predators.
And enters the garage. He's arrested.
Police department, hands up! Come out!
And maybe it's just because of Maurice Wolin being one of the best arrests in the entire show. But I really like just the setup of that garage, how they have to, like, walk around the side of the house and then, like, cut through the garage, and then the police are there, like, blocking them in the driveway. I just kind of like that setup of how the arrests play out there. There are better arrests that take place at other stings, but just like the layout, the geography of the arrest, I really like that in this Petaluma sting.
Then taken to this booking station, photographed and brought in for questioning.
Did you know this girl was when you first started talking to her?
Yes.
Did you guys talk about the possibility of her giving him whenever you were talking to her on the internet?
I mentioned oral yes.
Which would lead a reasonable person to believe that might have been in the back of your mind, thinking about.
Oh, yeah, it was
Well, yeah, that's true, except it wasn't the back of his mind. It was obviously the front of his mind.
definitely in the back of my mind.
So what had prevented that from happening if there hadn't been someone there to intervene?
Self-control.
He tells the officer several times that he would not have done anything sexual with a 13-year-old. But finally, he admits.
And he says self-control, and I guess maybe there's an element of truth to that, but it doesn't mean that he would be able to have that self-control. Like, self-control would be a reason that a reasonable person would stop themselves from following through with this. However, if you had that kind of self-control and you were that kind of a reasonable person, that self-control would have kicked in long before you were taking your shirt off to go jump in the hot tub. He's trying to say that, like, oh yeah, they were going to get naked and go in the hot tub, and then at that point his self-control would kick in and it would stop him from going any further. Like, each step he took from, like, talking to her to coming over to stripping down to getting in the hot tub would make it harder and harder for him to stop himself from doing that. Especially if the situation was real and the girl was, like, coming on to him. I don't believe for a second that he would have had enough self-control to tell her to back off. It's like, no, you need self-control, but he clearly doesn't have it because it should have stopped him before this.
Yes, I would have liked to. Yes. Nothing more.
There were a total of 3 military men caught in this investigation.
All right, let's head over to the wiki page again to find out what happened to Joseph Roisman after the sting. It says Roisman was charged with attempted lewd act. His parents paid for his defense, which cost $100,000. Bet you his parents were thrilled with that. Roisman and his attorney drew a legal battle between the prosecutor's office for 5 years until he was ultimately acquitted in 2011 when the civilian judge threw the case out. I hate it when they get acquitted. It's just, yeah, it's kind of bullshit. The judge would also criticize perverted justice methods for obtaining evidence, saying it was tantamount to entrapment. I'm not a judge, I'm not a lawyer, but it is not entrapment. That judge was wrong as far as I'm concerned, in my amateur opinion. The Navy conducted a separate investigation, and based on their findings, the Navy judge found him guilty of misconduct, and Roisman was dishonorably discharged from the Navy. See, that Navy judge was right. How could you look at all the evidence and all this guy did and then think that he did nothing wrong and that he was entrapped? 2 years later, on January 11th, 2013, Roisman was arrested again in Watsonville, California, when a 50-year-old woman brought charges against him for an unwanted sexual advance and exposing himself. Of course. Yeah, he was entrapped, and then just, later he just does this, another hugely despicable thing. Despite this, Roisman managed to avoid being designated as a sex offender. Later that year, on May 14th, he was arrested a third time for possession of a stolen vehicle and possession of controlled substance paraphernalia. From 2013 to 2014, Roisman had been booked in the Santa Cruz jail a staggering 7 times. So obviously this guy is not as innocent as he's claiming to be, because he seems to be definitely troubled. In an episode of the Predators I've Caught podcast in 2022, Hansen claimed Roisman scared him when he came out to confront him. This was due to his muscles tensing up when he saw Hansen. Hansen argued his case was not entrapment, but the judge apparently threw it out because at the time, To Catch a Predator was receiving criticism from law enforcement for focusing too much on entertainment. Which is kind of strange, because while this is no longer on primetime TV, there are popular YouTube channels about it. So there's still an entertainment aspect. And just because you're filming it and putting this on TV does not mean that the person in the video is innocent. That's ridiculous. According to Hansen, Roisman pleaded guilty to lesser accounts involving the 50-year-old woman and was consequently not required to register as a sex offender. But the timelines of the first case working its way through court as compared to his second case do not line up with Chris's story, as Roisman was arrested for the second charge 2 years after the resolution of the first. So I guess maybe Chris Hansen was just confused. Also, the judge acquitted Roisman 4 years after To Catch a Predator had left the air. Hansen also wanted to reach out to Roisman to talk to him and confirmed that he was still fighting charges relating to the other crimes he has committed since the sting. So this guy's like a career criminal, so it seems. Under trivia, it says Roisman, who already had a tattoo on his pectoral muscle when he was first arrested, accrued numerous pieces of body art since that time, including a neck tattoo that ironically reads Trouble. In some of the previously unreleased verifier calls, Roisman can be heard communicating with the taxi driver, whose voice can also be heard as he journeys to the Sting house. Let's see if they got a... Doesn't look like they have a modern-day picture of him. Alright, so yeah, this guy, when you watch his video, maybe he doesn't, when you watch his segment, he doesn't seem as bad as some of the other guys. He seems like, he's younger, and maybe he's just not as predatory as some of the other ones we've seen, but then we find out that afterwards, he's definitely trouble. Alright, well, that's it for Joseph Roisman, so thanks for watching, and I'll see everyone next time.